Once bitten, twice shy. When something or someone has hurt you once, you tend to avoid that thing or person. Lucy and Ray were best friends. They always played together. But Ray made a few new friends and started ignoring Lucy. This hurt her a lot. So she started avoiding him and would turn away if he was around. Once bitten, twice shy. When something or someone has hurt you once, you tend to avoid that thing or person. The more the merrier. Something you say when you're happy for others to join your group in an activity. Tom meets his friend Lucy to play, and all their other friends come asking if they may join in. To this, Tom says, "More the merrier," and they happily play for a long time. It's always fun to play and share with lots of friends. The more the merrier. Something you say when you're happy for others to join your group in an activity. Rome wasn't built in a day. Doing important work takes time. Jack was a lazy boy who tried to study for the exams only one day before. On the other hand, Bob was a very hard-working boy who studied regularly. When the exam results came, Bob had scored well, while Jack did not do so. His mother explained to him, Rome wasn't built in a day. One had to work hard regularly to get good results. Rome wasn't built in a day. Doing important work takes time. Strike while the iron is hot. When you have a good opportunity, go for it. A kind man and his wife had a child after many years of marriage. But the child was a snake. Despite this, they loved the child. Soon he was old enough, so they got him married. One night, the old father saw his son leave the snake skin and emerge as a young man. Quickly, without waiting for an explanation, he took the opportunity and picking up the skin, burned it, thus freeing his son from a curse. Strike while the iron is hot. When you have a good opportunity, go for it. Procrastination is the thief of time. If you put off doing what you ought to do, you will end up not having enough time to do it properly. In a lake lived 3 fish who were friends. One day, they had heard that the fishermen were going to fish in their part of the lake the next day. The wise one quickly left the area till the danger was over. The smart fish escaped by using his cunning, while the lazy fish got caught because he refused to exert himself. Procrastination is the thief of time. If you put off doing what you ought to do, you will end up not having enough time to do it properly. Honesty is the best policy. Being honest always helps. Once, a deceitful bird tried to hide his source of food from his flock. Finding his actions suspicious, the leader of the flock followed him one day. only to see the bird get injured. The leader then informed the flock about the accident and asked the others to always be honest, otherwise no one would be able to help them. Honesty is the best policy. Being honest always helps. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Different people have different ideas about what is beautiful. We all know about the ugly duckling. He was thought ugly only because everybody thought he was a duckling. Had they known him to be a cygnet, young swan, they would not have thought that he was ugly. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Different people have different ideas about what is beautiful. Cats and gloves catches no mice. Sometimes you cannot get what you want by being polite. There once lived a very sweet-natured crane in the forest. She had for her neighbor and friend a fox. They spent a lot of time together and enjoyed each other's company. One day, the fox invited her to have dinner and served porridge. But this he did in a plate. With her beak, she could not eat from the plate. Since she was not very assertive by nature, she did not protest and had to stay hungry. But when the fox went to the crane's home for dinner, he demanded the food on a plate, as he could not eat it from a long-necked jar. Thus, we can say that the cat in gloves catches no mice. Cats and gloves catches no mice. Sometimes you cannot get what you want by being polite. Circumstance alter cases. In unusual situations, people are allowed to do unusual things. During exams, we are not allowed to talk, and it is mandatory that we sit for the exams and write them ourselves. But since Brad had broken his arm and it was in a cast, he was allowed a writer to take the exam while he dictated the answers. Circumstance alter cases. In unusual situations, people are allowed to do unusual things. Better late than never. Doing something late is better than not doing it. It is always good to take timely action. But if you have not done it, then you may end up in trouble like these geese, who did not destroy the creeper growing at the base of their tree. When caught in the hunter's nest, they were very quick in taking action and acted according to the advice of the old goose to escape the hunter. Better late than never. Doing something late is better than not doing it. Pride comes before a fall. Overconfidence leads to major setbacks, as it may cloud your judgment. The crow was very proud of his flying abilities and thought that the geese could not fly half as gracefully as him. Foolishly, he challenges them to cross a very long river, but soon realizes his mistake, and the kind goose helps him. Being proud or overconfident will land you in embarrassing situations and troubles. Thus, if you have any special qualities, be humble and helpful. Pride comes before a fall. Overconfidence leads to major setbacks, as it may cloud your judgment. Two heads are better than one. Two people working together have a better chance of solving a problem than one person working alone. Once, there lived a jackal in a forest. As he roamed hungrily through the jungle, he saw a lion who had caught a prey with ease. The jackal offers the lion his help in scouting for prey, and thinking that two heads are better than one, the lion readily agrees to the offer. From that day, the jackal never went hungry, as he would climb a hill, scout for prey, and inform the lion, who would then hunt the animal, and the two of them would share the meal. Two heads are better than one. Two people working together have a better chance of solving a problem than one person working alone. A drowning man will catch at a straw. When hope of success is fading, people will try to grasp at the slightest chance. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is a story that all of us have heard, right? We also know that the stepmother sends the guard and Snow White to the forest so the guard could kill her. But the guard takes pity on her and lets her go. Snow White remembers the saying, "A drowning man will catch a straw," and realizes that her only hope is to survive in the harsh and dangerous conditions of the forest. A drowning man will catch at a straw. When hope of success is fading, people will try to grasp at the slightest chance. Grasp all, lose all. Trying to obtain everything will often result in gaining nothing. A hunter comes into a forest and captures a tortoise. As he goes further, he notices a crow pecking at a deer lying in the path. Seeing a crow peck at it, he thinks it to be dead and wants it for himself. In this greed to get the deer as well, the hunter drops his bag with the tortoise and runs towards the deer. As soon as he approaches, the deer runs away and the crow flies off. On going back and picking up his bag, he finds the tortoise had also escaped. A little too late, he realizes that he should have been content with what he had caught. Grasp all, lose all. Trying to obtain everything will often result in gaining nothing. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. When things are difficult, strong people take action and do not despair. The soldiers at the borders of a country stay and protected under all circumstances. The weather, actions, and lack of comforts does not deter them from doing their duty to their country. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. When things are difficult, strong people take action and do not despair. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The only way to achieve your goals is to start working now. Once, there was a young prince with a fierce temper. His father was very worried about the future of the kingdom, so he sought the advice of a wise sage. The sage was able to make the young prince realize his mistake, which was the first step in many towards him becoming a great and kind king. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The only way to achieve your goals is to start working now. A broken clock is right twice a day. Sometimes a person who is not very smart can also be correct by accident. There was a wolf who was superior to a jackal in education. One day, they came across a hungry tiger and were scared. Though the jackal was stupid, he managed to save himself and the wolf by saying that he was good friends with the king of the jungle. A broken clock is right twice a day. Sometimes a person who is not very smart can also be correct by accident. Haste makes waste. When you try to work too quickly, you make mistakes. The miller's young daughter was asked to make gold out of hay by the king. She took Rumpelstiltskin's help in exchange of something valuable each day. On the first day, when she had nothing else to give, he asked her to give him her firstborn child. Without thinking of the consequence of the promise, she makes the promise only to repent it later. Haste makes waste. When you try to work too quickly, you make mistakes. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. People who complain the most will get attention or what they want. The fox and the crane went to a restaurant where they were serving porridge. The fox got it in a jar with a long neck, and the crane got it in a flat plate. While the crane kept quiet and went hungry, the fox complained and got it in a plate and had his fill. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. People who complain the most will get attention or what they want. The pen is mightier than the sword. Something that you say, which means thinking and writing, have more influence on people and events than the use of force or violence. Mahatma Gandhi was a person of small stature, but his words had the power to influence the Indian masses in a way that the British forces never expected. He firmly believed that non-violence was the way to gain Indian independence. He reached out to the masses through writing in his weekly magazine called Young India to spread this idea. Soon, large numbers of people all over the nation joined together in peaceful protest for Indian independence, thus proving that the pen is mightier than the sword. The pen is mightier than the sword. Something that you say, which means thinking and writing, have more influence on people and events than the use of force or violence. Fortune favors the bold. You will have good luck if you carry out your plans boldly. There were 3 friends in a village. They could not find jobs for themselves. They had heard that in the forest there was a hill covered with precious gems. But nobody dared enter the forest as it was very dense and considered dangerous. Since they were brave boys, they decided to try their luck, and they were rewarded well in the end. Fortune favors the bold. You will have good luck if you carry out your plans boldly. Don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. You shouldn't brag about being able to do something if you can't actually do it. The court barber was very proud of himself and believed that he was good at anything he attempted. Soon, he started thinking that he could be a better jester than Tenali Raman. But it was only when he was offered the position that he realized that it was easier to sit at a distance and criticize others. In reality, it was very difficult to do a job that one is not good at. Don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. You shouldn't brag about being able to do something if you can't actually do it. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't make plans based on events that may or may not happen. A lazy man dreams of all the things that he would do and make money from just a pot of milk without actually doing any of those things. Thinking of this bright future, he gets excited, and in his excitement knocks the pot of milk down. With the pot, even his dreams are shattered. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't make plans based on events that may or may not happen. Everything happens for a reason. There is a brighter side to even the most unfortunate events. A king cuts his toe with his sword by accident in a forest while hunting. When his minister does not sympathize with him, the king leaves the minister and hobbles away alone. He is caught by a group of tribal people for sacrifice. But when they see him injured, he is set free as they could not offer a damaged being for sacrifice. As he walks back, he remembers his minister's words, "Everything happens for a reason," and feels thankful. Everything happens for a reason. There is a brighter side to even the most unfortunate events. Sharing is the first step to learning. Share so your friends can get as much as you do.